It's not a toy. Hey, good morning, traders. I'm just double checking my position here that I have in my hedge fund account here. You can see this morning we've pretty much, this is the hour chart here, pound sterling. We've pretty much had, um, the market come down. Yesterday, I mentioned that I felt like if it was gonna break that we'd see it continue. It took a while. It broke that low right there, and it's just kind of lingered the rest of the day. That was last evening. That was this morning, and then uh, uh, at the London Open, and then this has been the New York Open. So it's been mixed. It's been choppy. These positions I added last night. It doesn't look too different than yesterday. This is the positions that had on from yesterday. And these positions I put on last night. At one point, they were all up, down in here. But the market has rallied. I'm not worried about that. I'm still I've got my stops above this pivot up here um, on all these positions, just two, two, two. Um, and so if it does come back up to this range, I may add another couple of spots here. You can see I've got clusters of two. So there's two here, two here, two here, two here. I'll probably put two here and two here if it comes up to here, and then I'll put my stops right in there. I am thinking, if we look at the daily chart, um, I am thinking that if it comes back to that high, you see there's where my stops are. If it comes up to these highs, uh, then it's gonna rebound to the upside. You can see this high is probably the spot that I want right there. But we'll give it a chance the next couple of days to see if it comes down. Friday, the U.S. markets are closed because of Good Friday. Uh, just check the Forex factory to see if, let's see. So we've got sentiment coming in tomorrow. Um, there is the core price index, CPI, and at 11:30, Federal Chair Powell is speaking. 11:30 a.m. Eastern. So there may be some volatility, but you can see, I mean, it's a big holiday for Europe and all day close for the US market. So I'm not sure what to expect on Friday around that time. If anything's gonna change, what they're gonna say. No worries, Mark. It's good to be with you this morning. So I'm just walking through my position on the pound sterling. I added a couple of positions last night. So this was last night right in here. Um, Felt like it was going to keep coming down. It ended up coming back up and then back down, and now it's back in the middle. So a bit mixed this morning. But I'm I wouldn't say I'm like 100% confident that it's going to keep coming down, but the momentum is down. I think the dollar strength is going to continue a little bit. And typically when we see a big momentum candle like this, and you can see that this candle, this day right here, and yesterday are still inside candles from this candle right here on Friday. Okay. So that is pretty important because uh, basically if it comes back to this line, then it'll probably reverse. But if it comes back to this line, it'll probably continue. And we've got our targets at a pretty good spot here. So the fact that Friday was such a big range day, Monday, Tuesday, today, we're still within that range of Friday. Those are the two major pivots that we have to be watching, and that's where we're at. We're just waiting to see which side it comes to. Is it going to come to the upside here? Is it going to come to the downside? If it comes to the downside, then we'll probably get follow through into the 25-25 area, which is like 25.43 is where my targets are. But we zoom out here on the hour chart. You can see it's right on top of this price cycle here is where I have my targets. Just one price cycle above the low here. Okay, that's where I'm thinking. And so as it just slowly comes down, I'm just gonna continue to add positions as it continues to tell us that it wants to come down. And so that means not really doing anything right now. I mean, I could probably put a position right here to kind of even things out and just have two, 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 and just kind of slowly. And then if it comes up to this price cycle line, add two here, put all stops right up here above this pivot. Uh, we'll just see. We'll just see. I could be wrong with this position, but again, uh, I've got more than enough time. I've got April 19 is the day to get this above 5,000. And so I'm willing to, since I'm below 5,000, I'm playing it safe. I'm playing it conservative. I'm not trying to, there hasn't been a day trade that, has caught my eye, except Thursday. Thursday was one of those big days. This is that hour chart that I was trading off of. That's a trade that I'm always going to take when it overextends into lows like that. And that's where I was. I mean, 2,700 into these lows, and it just never came back. This was let me actually get rid of these price cycles here really quick. This about 2700 was where I started, and then I had about a 50 pip range, and you can see that it came down to that range. I was fine, but I at this level, I put in I had two here, three here, four here, five here, and then on here I put like 12. Um, and then it just kept going down, and so the rest of the day, I had to decide whether or not that happened overnight right there. So I was already out right in here. The fact that it did not have that bounce in during the day, when the daily candle was just huge and it had no retracement in that day, that gave me an idea that it's gonna continue down tomorrow, and I got to get out of this position. Now I could have hedged. I could have done something like that, um, because there are plenty of times when, hey, I'm gonna start shorting right here, and then it bounces, and then I could short some, get out of the logs, and then it eventually comes down. But when it came to those logs, there was no way I could have put in enough short hedges comfortably because I had too many logs. Um, Based on this pivot right here that I expected it to bounce. And I was just wrong on that on Thursday. And I started Thursday like very close to, I think I was at 50.80. And I was very close to that 5100. And then when it came down, and I was always down to, 49, 30, kind of where I'm at now. I think it was like 26. Came down to 49.26. It was not fun to take that. It was painful to take that loss. Uh, but I knew I just had to do it because of what the price action was telling us, and I had to stay within optimal risk. And then when it came down like that, I felt good, very good about that decision of taking off this position here. Because had I put my stops down here, I would have lost the maximum. I probably would have lost more, and I'd be playing from, like 48.80 or something like that. So, much better to stay within optimal risk. You okay there, buddy? We've still got that lingering cough here. Freddie was coughing. Um, so anyway, we've just been since then come back up to test this pivot low, right? See, look at that. It broke it and then came back up eventually to test this pivot low. Old support becomes new resistance, right? Part of it, I think, is spring allergies, but we had this cold bug that we're all at the tail end of, and you know how sometimes those colds, the coughs of the cold linger, and they don't go away for a while. At least they don't for me. But that's kind of where we're kind of where we're at with that. All right, so the fact that it tried to come up here and then test this low with this right in here, you see that? This low, new resistance there as well, and came back and tested. So that that gives me some confidence in this short position. The fact that it came up to these spots and have come back down, and even though it's had a little bit of a rally this morning, uh, we are making lower highs, lower lows from these spots, and so there is plenty of support here that it has to push through. And I don't know if it's going to do it. I don't know if the rest of today, I don't know if tomorrow, and certainly on Friday with all the banks closed around the world and the U.S. markets closed. Uh, maybe sometimes maybe that's a, a holiday that gives us a running market in one direction. There's no back and forth, but sometimes it's just flat. Okay, those holiday those holiday days can be very frustrating. Um, so I would recommend us not trading at all on Friday. I may be still doing my I don't know. I talked to Todd yesterday. They're thinking about taking the classes off the calendar for Friday and moving the skills challenge and whatnot to tomorrow. And so he said, no classes on Friday. So I may not have my class on Friday. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at with the pound, with this particular position here. Uh, like I said with my trading, I don't want to turn this into a day trade because I really don't know what it's going to do. It could easily come up to here, and that'd be 40 pips of range that I'm increasing my risk. Now my stops will be the same, but I would be increasing my number of trades, and so that means my daily risk would be increased as well. And I'm just not willing to do that on this particular situation because I don't have that high measure of confidence that it is going to come back down. Even if it decides to go up, hey, we might have a breakout. I think we're gonna see it keep coming up. What's the matter? So that's why I'm just gonna hold on to the seat of my pants here. Can you guys hear Joseph in the background? He's talking up a storm. Or is my microphone just picking me up? No, I can't hear him, so yeah. Yeah, I'll move rooms here. Oh, oh, getting up too fast. My head. All right. Anyway, so what markets you guys trading? What questions do you have? Let's make today a little bit of a if you have any questions for me or any concerns about your trading. For some of you that are with my trading buddy system, I am planning on uh, buying a profile for Zoom. Just looking at the prices yesterday, um, and I need to do it since Sean's profile. This is the room that Sean gave me, um, and it doesn't go more than 40 minutes, and I can't stream it live to YouTube. So I'd like to start streaming live to YouTube. So I'm gonna uh on my trading buddy system, I'm gonna start trading again. Probably start a few minutes before uh the the stock market opens with a routine for everybody. I'm gonna stream that live to YouTube, and then I'll exit that and then come into my new room that I'm gonna set up for the trading buddies that will trade for an hour, hour and a half each morning, maybe from 7:30 to 9 Mountain Time, except on Fridays. Yeah, we'll continue the futures. What I may do, because some of the content uh, that I'm using, I may use um, uh, some of the free content that TD Ameritrade uses to talk about that, talk about the basics there, and get back into that. Yeah, so we're gonna I'm gonna be trading futures mostly, uh, but we'll definitely jump back and forth between trades that we have on with uh, with any currency pairs. So I feel like I'm getting back into my groove. I'm feeling better. The last couple weeks I've had that cold, but ever since I went down to Las Vegas, I have been feeling better. Like my energy's coming back. I've been getting better sleep. Part of that is some of the remedies that my doctor gave me.
and made for me, and they're kind of personalized, customized. So uh, there's hope on the horizon. Hopefully, we'll just keep on getting better and improving, and uh, and then continue with the training buddy system to add more content and value to what you guys are paying for. So I just hope I don't get blindsided again. So anyway, that's the plan. Uh, after Easter, start of April, start of the new quarter. Uh, another thing, another thing I would suggest, if you don't do a regular uh, beliefs inventory, also I'm working very hard on finishing um, the content for my struggling trainer course, and I'm thinking about making that. I've decided to make it a 30-day course where you don't have to do it, one lesson every day. You can do all of the lessons, in one day if you want. But uh, I'm gonna make it a like a 30-day, 30 video type thing, you know, coming out of a struggle of your training in 30 days. And I'm thinking about, um, uh, I don't know if I'm gonna do this, but I'm thinking about putting it out there as a kind of like a boot camp where, um, if you want for like, $20 or 24 is my number, so I might put it out for 24 bucks. For 24 bucks, like $1 a day, less than $1 a day, that we get together and talk about each of those, and that will be my recording for each of that. I haven't decided yet, or if I'm just going to put it out as a course, and then you could pay for it for 24 bucks. Uh, but uh, and then do it on your own time. But it's going to be a good course. It's a course, a struggling trainer course is it's the course that I want pretty much if anyone wants to do one-on-one sessions with me, uh, I would ask them to finish that course first because there's a lot of lecture points and a lot of concepts and principles that I would want people to know before we use up your one-on-one time, so that I'm not lecturing you on your one-on-one time, you know. And then I could just say, hey, refer to this principle, refer to this course, and then let's just talk about you and your one-on-one. And then I think a lot of people can get uh, the help that they need by just taking that course for a lot less expensive of doing one-on-ones, say, hey, this is what I would be telling you to do on your one-on-one sessions anyway, right? So anyway, it's going to be a great course. It's going to be kind of my highlight course. Um, and obviously one of the concepts is many of the concepts that you guys that have been with me, you hear me talk about all the time. And one of them is the beliefs inventory, right? So where you take 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and I'm going to do this. I may even do it before Friday. I may do it today, for myself, but 15 to 30 minutes of writing down. So write down all beliefs that come to your mind. Okay. Uh, and write down all beliefs that come to mind. And that I would also say that if you want to categorize them, I've done some work working on my beliefs myself, and I've been able to categorize certain things. So if you're working on your training, you can categorize it with training. If you have certain money beliefs that you want to work on, success, and then just overall beliefs about yourself. Those would be you know, the different categories I would say that you can work on. Okay. And then what you want to do for the second step, so that's the first step up here. The second step would be separate positive from negative. Okay. What you want to do with the negative, so positive, add another that's similar. Okay. And if you need to review this, I don't know if on the Discord, any of my previous recordings from the lectures, they're all gone because when Sean downgraded the profile, all of my cloud recordings were lost. Um, there are no more cloud recordings. And I'm like, that is a blooming shame because there we had a lot of great stuff on there. So I'm glad that I've put together my uh, I'm glad I put together my course and whatnot because all those classes similar are on that course, and then I'm gonna have this struggling trainer course as well. And then with my new Zoom room, I'll start posting those recording. But I'd like actually to get some of those to YouTube anyway, and add more content to YouTube. Um, but so add a positive on the positive, another belief that is similar. So to reinforce, right? Let me say reinforce. Okay. And then with the negative, you could do a couple things. You could cross them out really hard. You can throw them away. So write the negative on a separate piece of paper and throw it away in the trash. You can also do what I call a write and burn, where you write it down and then burn the piece of paper. And it's kind of a physical manifestation of what you want your subconscious to do. It's like, I want to burn all these negative beliefs I have about money or about my trading or about myself. Okay. Um, okay. So that's a part of this beliefs inventory. And then the third thing is we need to watch our thoughts and words in order to feed the positive. So that means what you need to do with that is you need to, write down uh, positive affirmations and statements and declarations to have something to replace the negative things. Okay. This is something that we should do regularly. And I always bring this up at the end of each quarter because, 3 months goes by really quick. But we should be doing this regularly. We should be doing this at least a few times a year um, to improve. If we want to improve our trading and our money beliefs and our success and ourself, we really do need to do this type of exercise because our beliefs influence our results. Okay. I've said that once, I've said it a lot. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. And these are the things that I believe, I really do believe that is missing in a lot of people's trading method, in their trading approach. I include this in my trading method because if we don't work on our beliefs, if we have limiting beliefs about any one of these categories over here, then uh, we'll never push through. We'll never find that success and that improvement in our trading that we want. Okay, we have to believe that we can do it. We have to believe that we can develop patience. I say that patience is one of the key attributes of becoming a great trader. And when I tell that to traders, sometimes all I see, and I mean all I hear in return is, oh, I just don't ever have that patience. Oh, I don't have that patience. I don't have that patience. Well, if you keep saying you don't have the patience, you never will. So we have to change our beliefs about acquiring patience and being a more patient trader. Who cares about anything else? I mean, hopefully it bleeds over in other aspects of your life, and you're more patient in the in traffic and whatnot, and more patient with your kids and grandkids and whatnot. But but you have to be more patient in your trading if you want to be more successful. It's just the way it is. You have to be patient with the process. You have to be patient with the trades. You have to be patient with the markets. And we just have to acquire that skill. If you don't believe you can acquire that skill, you're you're going to struggle. Okay. And I believe there's a lot of people out there that have successful, they already have positive beliefs about themselves and about success that make it a lot easier for them to be successful at trading more quickly because they already have some of those foundational beliefs and they don't have to work on those. Some of us, we need to go through each of these categories and find those limiting beliefs and overcome them. Okay. So that's my soapbox lecture for the end of this week. Okay. And if you're trading like me lately, you've got plenty of time to do this. Because if you're trading like me, you're slowing your trading down. You're not you're not trading every single moment, right? And you're waiting for the right setups. You're being patient, right? You're being patient for the right setups. And I'm not gonna um I'm not gonna uh decline or uh refrain from day trading if an opportunity presents itself. If I see a market that, ooh, this is my setup, I'm gonna day trade it. Um, and try to be aggressive at the right spots. But when the markets are doing kind of what it's doing, I mean, I could put on buys and shorts right now and maybe kind of play the back and forth and make money, but I don't need to in this account. I don't need to risk it. You know, I I could start doing that and start making pips, and then all of a sudden the market could just do that, and I'd just be in a position that I don't want to be in. And so it's just not worth that. It's just not worth that risk at this point for me. Okay. So that's why I'm not aggressively day trading every single day. Oops. How do I redo that? There we go. Um, and I'm gonna wait to day trade the, you know, the situations where uh I have a higher probability or I have a better idea of what direction the market's going. So I really want the market to tell me what it's gonna do here on the daily here. Is it gonna come back up to this? If it is, that's where my stops are for a small position, a small loss. If it comes down to here, I'm just going to steadily add positions and uh, and then we'll take profits down at these lows. And that should bring us close back to break even on the month. And I have a good 3 weeks before I need to be above that amount. So okay, that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing today. Um, oh, get that off there. And so uh, I would suggest taking some time this morning. That's pretty much all I'm doing. I've got a couple of positions. I've got a position on silver that I've had on all week that has just been choppy and hasn't been. I'm long silver. That I'm waiting for that. I'm long the grains. I'm waiting for those. So I haven't done a lot with my futures either because I'm just waiting for the markets to make a move, and they really haven't. Everybody's kind of sitting around, I guess, for Easter to come and go, and then start of the new month next month. So I'm working on other stuff this week, and trying to rest up and get better and take it easy. So just know where you're at with your trading and then just being patient, right? That's a lot of what we need to do as traders, just be patient. Um, all right, so this meeting time is coming to an end. Just got a couple minutes left on the time. Uh, does anybody have any like questions or concerns about their trading? I know it's probably too late to ask that with the time running down, but excuse me. Oh, hopefully that gets it all out. All right, well, gonna sign off. Hope you all have some good trading the rest of the week. I read an article that I'll post to the Discord. I hope I could find it again. It was on Bloomberg, I think. I found an article about the Japanese yen, and there is tension growing in the Bank of Japan. There is tension growing um, because they feel like if the Japanese yen, if the dollar yen keeps going higher to like 152, 155, 152 to 155, that is just going to increase the chance for intervention because they keep talking about it. They keep threatening intervention because they don't want that price to go above 152. The Japanese, it's as high as it's been for a long time. And so if the dollar yen does break above these highs and keeps going, just know that there could be something done to really push this price down fast. And that could happen now too, before it gets there. I know from what I read in the article, they're definitely thinking about doing it because they don't want the yen to get any weaker than it is. And there was the bulk of the article was about options contracts and shorting a lot of options uh, for this market to come down. And a lot of people expected the Japanese yen to have some strength at the beginning of the year, and then the dollar rose 5% against it. So there's actually a lot of, from what it says, a lot of hedge funds that are hurting with how the dollars just continued to destroy the Japanese yen. So a lot of people losing money, a lot of Japanese wanting to see the yen get stronger against the dollar. They do not want to see it weaker, and so intervention is more and more likely at this point. Okay, so from a standpoint of that, just be on the lookout for even if it comes up, look for sharp moves back down on the dollar yen. That's something I'll be looking for. I'll post that article if I can find it. I was reading it last night. So, okay, thanks everybody. I'm gonna sign off. Hope you have a great rest of your day, a great Easter, happy Easter. Christ lives. I'm a big believer in Christ. I believe he's returning. I try to teach my kids. We have had a couple lessons. My kids uh are gonna learn that that a lot of these events are kind of part of scriptural prophecy in preparation for the Lord's coming. So hopefully we'll be all prepared. And a lot of this stuff of earning money, I tell my oldest kids all the time, earning money is just temporary. Eventually we won't need to worry about it. Okay, thanks everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you again very soon. Okay, take care. Thanks.